I have to unmute you. I forgot I muted you and myself. There we go. Got it. Nailed it this week. What is going on, everyone? What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Quacking Off here with Ben and Spaz. And we got a good one tonight there, Spaz.
Yeah. Got a former protege of the program that's going to come on and give us some insight.
Yeah, we got a bunch of interesting stuff to talk about this week, and I really wanted to get his insight into some of it because a lot of it's in the background. Some of it's noise we don't have to worry about right now, but maybe in 3 to 4 months, interesting topics have to arise. So we appreciate his time, but welcome in. And well, look who came running back.
The prodigal child has returned.
I'm home, baby. It took me a while, but I made it full circle. I made it back around.
Yeah.
Well, how you doing? How are you doing, Derek? It has been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been good, you know. Got things kicked off over at High Top, so that's been a pretty fun adventure. I see you guys took your adventure your own way, and I'm psyched about the intro. Let me get that out there. I didn't get to see that ahead of time, so I'm seeing it for the first time. Probably just like, what, LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen it yet. There's a bunch of people that are gonna pop on and be like, I apologize. AI only likes me so much. Okay, that was the best I got, and Spaz loves it, so now I'm stuck with it. Fuck me.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is, so the reason I asked you that question last night, Derek, was because we have this stock. I have a stalker on here now. He comes on.
It's been about a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half. And he comes on. For a while, he disappeared. And then again, right at the beginning of this season, he started showing up again. And he's like, you know who I am or whatever. And it's like, no, we don't.
Well, it's he or she.
He or she. They're like
it.
Yeah, they're like
it.
they were trying to make references to get me into bed, and
Jesus, Spaz.
They come on both of our shows. We do the Sunday night show too, and so it's been kind of weird. And we thought last week for sure it was you. We're like, it's got to be Derek. It's got to be Derek.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You sent me that, and I was like, I even tried looking it up, and I was like, what is he talking about? And yeah, I got nothing. So yeah, can confidently say that's not me, Spaz. I mean, I gotta tell you, man.
I had to agree. I was like, I came down to like,
it's somebody on.
Gotta be, but yeah.
Sorry,
it's somebody that their name is O-Duck Cheerleader on YouTube.
As you're a prominent figure around Autzen now, you get up in the press box a couple of times, people start to know you, and all of a sudden you get these secret admirers. I don't know, man. Gotta be careful out here.
So Derek, you're at High Top Sport Oregon. Your link is also in the description of this video, so everyone go check out Derek at High Top Sport Oregon over there. Give them some love. As Derek got his start, I made him, and I can take him out of this world if I want to. But I'm a generous person. I'm giving.
It's nice of you guys to bring me back. Bring me back off the streets.
Yeah.
We're the ones who came back off the streets.
Either way, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Hey, Oli. And hey, everyone, thank you for joining in. Yeah, please do hit the like and subscribe. Consider doing it. It helps us a lot. We got a lot to get into tonight. And obviously, you have a limited amount of time. So I wanted to get your take because obviously Spaz and I just talk amongst ourselves. We've had Spencer McLaughlin on and stuff. But now we've had the Northwestern game happen. What is your take personally on the season so far? Like, what is your biggest takeaways?
Yeah, I think, if you go back and you were to tell us before the season started that Oregon was going to handle business against Montana State the way they did, same against Oklahoma State. I mean, I don't care who you play. If it's a P4 program, I mean, and you're beating them by 66 points or whatever the case is, you're doing something right. And then Northwestern comes, right? And I think that's one of the games we looked at early on in the schedule, and we identified, okay, we're traveling a couple time zones. It's a very early kick, here in the central time zone, it's an 11 a.m. kick. For you guys over on the West Coast, it's a 9 a.m. kick. So that's pretty West Coast teams don't fare super well jumping those time zones like that. So I think for Oregon to go over there, kind of handle business the way they did, albeit it wasn't the prettiest thing you've ever seen. But I would say, in all facets of the game, they ended up dominating ultimately, right? I mean, on defense, you can kind of look at a couple possessions and say, yeah, our defensive line didn't stack up and our linebackers missed a couple assignments and there were a couple blocking gap mistakes. But aside from that, it was a pretty solid game. I have no concerns about it. I know some people look at this Northwestern game and they're freaking out a little bit because, well, it's Northwestern, I mean, they're rated very similarly to Oklahoma State. So I think a lot of people expected the same outcome, but that was never going to happen.
No, if you're not going to give us any juice to go after you, Dan's going to pull off the brakes early and gently bring you back to the ground.
Well, that's actually a note underneath my season so far was after that game, because I don't know how many players played at Oklahoma State because the travel roster is different than like at Autzen, where they literally said they played 81 players, which is ridiculous. But I was going to say, our coach has done talking shit openly because after the Oklahoma State game, that people tried to rile it up with Braun to go, oh, he said this, like take away Nike, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, then his presser came out. He's like, great team, great coaching staff, great players. Like,
yeah. And I noticed, like right now, hot topics, Jerry Mixon coming out and saying, Oregon State's low, bro. We're going to beat their ass, whatever the case, and people want to make a big deal out of it. And I'm like, these guys have the juice to back it up. Right. That's what makes this stuff fun. It's like we as Oregon fans, we don't see a whole lot of these players coming out and being so vocal and out there. So Jerry Mixon, he's prompting it, right? He wants Oregon State to say something. He wants that little bit of fire. And then, you see Malik Murphy, his little response in his player interview this week. And he's like, nah, I'm focused on this week. Like, our team's good. We got to continue to get better. Like, he wanted no part of that media smoke. And I don't think many teams are going to take that approach going forward. Like, it just has not fared well for Dion and Coach Gundy so far.
Oh, no. Especially, Dion was the start of it. But, I mean, yeah, that's it. Okay, Montana State, that went worse. We had a Montana State reporter on. Spaz actually met him at Autzen when he was there. And that game went – I was way better than I thought it was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was Lamson. Oh, there you go, Spaz.
There he is.
There you go, Spaz.
There he is.
It's Spaz, when you're a good-looking individual like yourself, they can't help it. You know what I'm saying? They can't help it. Come see your face right now.
I guess.
Well, here you go, Spaz. My hands are up. I think we can confirm it's not me.
That's what I said to him earlier. I was like, well, actually, if they show up while you're here, that will pretty much, I guess, confirm. Now, if you left and then they popped up, I'd be like, now he's bullshitting you.
Well, there we go, man. Sorry. I think I'm out of the picture.
Oh, Spaz is so disappointed.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, well, I think that only leaves me to one person left now that it could be.
It's fair. Keep it a secret. Keep it a secret.
It's got to be somebody from the East Coast.
Yeah, don't let them on to that you know who they are.
Yeah.
I agree, though, Derek. I think this game was kind of like a coming off the high road trip, 9 a.m. Pacific kick. that's always kind of rough. It's kind of hard to get up for, especially a team like, no offense, Northwestern, also in a 12,000 person stadium. I think the juice was kind of not there. Now they're back home. Now they'll be back home, and then of course they have to worry about at Penn State for a whiteout. So there's bigger fish to fry than Northwestern, you know.
And there's bigger fish to fry than little brother.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, if you take a look at the schedule a couple of years ago and you say we got Oklahoma State at home, and then, the Beavs, they've been a pretty solid program over the last, 10, 15 years minus the last handful here. Like you look at the schedule and say, we got some competition, and it's just not the case. I mean, Montana State, they're going to continue to do their thing in the FCS. They're a respectable program. But let's be real, they're not the same caliber that Oregon is. And Oklahoma State and Northwestern, just on paper, it didn't make any sense for it to be close. And then obviously, Coach Gundy adding a little fuel to the fire that made for a pretty eventful Saturday in Eugene.
Yes.
Oh, and that's it. That game, the Oklahoma State game, had been on the schedule for, I think it was like at least like eight years or something like that. And that seemed like a really good home and home type of matchup. And then, Oklahoma State fell off the face of the planet the last like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. After Spencer Sanders left, it was kind of over for Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Well, then let's get into it, because I know you got your time here, so I don't want to waste it. So we have the Civil War, and I guess the biggest question is, are they going to renew the rivalry by the end of the year for next year and the coming years? Because maybe they don't want to, though, at this point, because Oregon is a 34.5-point favorite.
Yeah. Can anybody remember the last time they were 30-plus point favorites, either side in this series? I can't.
Not in quite a while. I mean, we've seen some pretty down beef teams over the years, but I mean, 34.5 as a start line that's pretty unheard of in a rivalry game.
I thought honestly, I thought they capped it at like 28.5, and then I saw 34.5. I was like, never mind.
Right?
Never mind. That's like FCS level.
Well, it's worse, right? I mean, Montana State closed at 28.5. So
yeah,
they're looking at Oregon State and saying, no, I think this FCS team, Montana State's going to put up more of a fight than you guys. And I don't know how you look at anything Oregon State's done this year and argue with that. So
no, they have just been abysmal this year. Just everything, special teams, the center, offensive line, penalties. They just can't get out of their own way.
Well, they allow a lot of explosive perimeter plays too.
Right. And I mean, I think a lot of what we're talking about right here and what Spaz just mentioned too is a lot of the same reason where I don't think we're going to see this matchup renewed in time for 2026. I mean, the closer we get to it, the more we hear that it's less and less likely. It's still on the table. Yeah, we're trying to get something scheduled, but in terms of getting it done for 2026, it's not looking very likely at this point. And I think, to Oregon State's credit, what it does is it gives them an opportunity to kind of recalibrate and reload as well, right? Like, they're still trying to get their bearings, and they're still trying to figure out what the Pac-12 is and what that's going to be and look like moving forward. I think it gives them a couple of years to kind of recalibrate and give themselves an opportunity when it comes to games like this. And I think in turn, right, it makes this rivalry more exciting. Like, yeah, this weekend's the Civil War, but I think we're all lying to ourselves as we look at ourselves and say this Civil War is as exciting as it was, even a couple of years ago when Bo Nix was at the helm. It's not, and a lot of it is that talent gap. It's just we do not expect Oregon State to be able to compete on the field schematically. They're not able to execute what they want to do. Like, Ben, I think you just said they can't even get out of their own way. Half the time the problem isn't even who's lining up across from them. It's inside their own huddle, trying to, make sure everybody's in the right formation, make sure people are motioning at the right time, making sure they're set. These guys aren't doing that as they want to be a P4 program again. And they're, quite frankly, they look like an FCS team.
It's not been pretty. Oregon State's one of their biggest things. And Spaz said about like the center. It's not just their center; it's their entire offense. They cannot run the ball. Now, maybe that's part of the game plan of their offense, but I think that they really went away from running the ball, even because they literally cannot run the ball. They cannot. They can't protect Malik Murphy. He's been sacked 6 times.
Mhm.
I mean, which you say 3 games, 6 times. Okay, not the worst thing in the world, but the yards lost out of that is not great. And that puts him under a lot of pressure. So
right. And if he's been sacked 6 times, how many throwaways have we seen? How many of those pocket escapes have we seen? Like, that's not counting QB. I'd like to see his QB pressures, because I almost guarantee that number is through the roof.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
right. He's
negative yardage even in actual rushing attempts, not just sack yardage lost, but in rushing attempts, 14 for -20.
Right. And Malik Murphy, he's never going to be a quarterback who's going to run for 150 yards a week on you. However, he is a fairly mobile quarterback within the pocket. So, for us to look at it 3 weeks into this thing and say he's negative rush yards, even with all that stuff, is kind of insane. I don't think any of us would have projected that at all. But that Beaver offensive line is atrocious right now.
And I'll be honest, I was going to watch the Texas Tech game last week, but either I was watching something else or I fell asleep, one or the other. I don't know what it was, but Malik Murphy has not been great. And I don't know if that's partially because of his receiving core also, but 6 TDs, 5 picks. Not a great stat. Not a great stat.
Yeah, I think it's just it's the scheme they're using. I mean, what was it? The first game we saw, like midway through the Cal game, was the Cal game. They pan over to the sideline, and Murphy and the offensive coordinator are just like in each other's faces, and they're just like John for a good 30 seconds back and forth. So you knew right then he's probably saying to myself, why did I leave Duke?
Yeah, you're not kidding, right? It's a really tough situation up there. And I think, if we're talking about the Oregon State offense over the years, we know what it looks like, right? They're a pretty run-centric team, always have been historically. I mean, going back to the Rogers brothers back in the day, obviously Damian Martinez, he was able to thrash the Ducks in the second half of that game a few years ago. If I asked you right now, what's Oregon State's offensive identity? I don't think anyone has an answer for me, because they've been trying to play catch up the entire time. I don't think they know what their offensive identity is. I really believe Oregon could start this game down 10-0, and Oregon State would not know how to conduct themselves. They don't know. They don't know who they are. They're still figuring that out. These are things that need to be ironed out in summer camp, and it hasn't been the case for Coach Bray up there in Corvallis.
And in all fairness, too, I think they do try to, run the ball. The problem is that, like Spaz said, they can't hold up, and they don't have the depth to do this, because if you look at their top 2 rushers, the only 2 running backs they have really is Hankerson and Allah, and it's 59 carries total. But then you go, and as the team with negative yardage, 213 yards rushing on the season. Whereas then you go to Oregon and oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people have rushing stats. No one has negative yardage. Even if it's only 1 yard, no one has negative yardage for 741.
Yeah.
That's the type of difference in their ability or play style. Which it is, I don't know. I think it's a mixture of both. But
right. And that makes the Oregon defensive job really easy this week. You're able to identify exactly what you need to do to throw these guys off early, right? We looked at our defensive line last week, and a lot of Oregon Duck fans weren't happy with the performance. I think that's justified. You want to talk about a get right game? You get the last one. scheduled at home, coming off we'll call it a letdown performance, and this is a recipe for disaster. And then we're taking an Oregon defensive line who is significantly athletically superior to Oregon State and what they're able to offer up front. Right? You imagine Amari Washington trying to tear through these guys. Or what's Mateo Uiagalelei going to be able to do with this offensive line? You know, any twists, stunts that they're going to pull. I don't like Oregon State.
Swiss cheese.
Right. So then all of a sudden we create pressure, right? We make Malik Murphy throw the ball. Well, I really don't like the Oregon State receiving core, and I really like this Oregon defensive backfield.
Even with the freshmen starting.
This is an experiential game right here. I think we're going to see a lot of rotation this week. And I know people want to see, you know, that starting lineup and kind of play all the way through. We're not going to see that this week. We're going to see, this is the last week of this non-conference schedule. A lot of these guys is the last time to play. You know, they get it this year at least before they redshirt.
Or to show that they're going to be able to get reps further on. Yeah.
Right. And in reality, this is the last audition for a lot of these guys, right? Like if you think we're carrying 7 running backs and using them the way we have all year, no, you know, we're going to have usage up and down, but it's not going to look how it has the first 3 weeks of the season. And it's, you know, a wonderful opportunity for people to separate themselves a little bit, primarily in the wide receiver room, right? I mean, I know there's a little speculation around DeCorian Moore. Say he doesn't play this week. We know it's kind of trending like he is. Let's say he doesn't, right? Who's stepping up? The Kyler Casper. You know, he's been waiting to kind of emerge. Justice Lowe has been super quiet this year. Gary Bryant's coming off a slight injury and no stat line last week. So we have some dudes who are ready to step up. It's a pretty exciting game.
Well, and that's why I think, like Glenn said, this will be a vanilla week all around, I think. I don't think Oregon has to do anything special. One, save it all. Rest. The starters are going to be out probably by halftime in this game if everything goes the way it should to Oregon's talent. The starters will probably be out because
you shouldn't have to play beyond that first series or two of the third quarter.
At most.
Really.
At most.
And I think two things that I think that I've saw so far this year that I think Dan Lanning has learned from last year. One is fast start, all gas, no brakes, take no prisoners. We're not looking down on anybody. We're not taking anybody slight. We're executing our program and our schemes, and we're doing our football. Hence the first 2 games, and even last week, shut out through 3 quarters, give up 2 scores to third, fourth stringers in the fourth quarter. Basically, you've played 11 quarters and given up 9 points, 14 points, something like that in 9 quarters leading up to the fourth quarter last week. So that's one. 2 is depth and playing multiple guys, not just fixating on a set schedule of guys. This way, going into these bigger games, they don't know who we're going to use, what schemes, what attempts, what runs, what special gadget plays. We ran 1 gadget play the entire year. 1.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Was that the backward
that was the double reverse.
The wall of linemen for Gary Bryant, where he needed to just slow down and he would have had a convoy down the sideline, but he
that would
overran
have
the
been 2
lineman.
then, because we had that double reverse as well.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
against Oklahoma State.
Okay, yeah, because Gary Bryant has slowed down that screenplay, that trick screenplay. That would have been a touchdown, but he overran the lineman.
Yeah, he overran his blockers.
Yeah, and I think when we say vanilla too, we know what vanilla means for Dan Lanning and the Will Stein offense, right? Like Oregon can show up vanilla and throw up 50 with their eyes closed against this Oregon State defense. Like I'm sure we're going to see some sort of trick play. This is kind of that perfect environment. Like I said, that last little something to kind of utilize what you want of the fun plays, if you will, in the playbook. As we know, there's a ton of these trick plays, gadget plays, whatever you want to call them, that kind of go unutilized throughout the year that they practice. This is a great opportunity.
Or even test it out. Like say,
Right.
hey, we're not sure if this is actually going to work. Let's give it a shot. Maybe we'll pull it out later in the year some point.
Right. Or, another good time to, we were seeing Oregon kind of utilize new formations and such like that. What better time to kind of really drive those things home too, right? I mean, in the last couple of seasons, we've seen that jumbo package kind of shift a little bit, right? We've seen different variations of what that's looked like, and we're seeing that become more of a staple. I think we're going to see more of that this week, a little more of that Jamari Johnson. I think we're going to see a lot of Kyler Casper this week. I think when we look back at the score or the stat sheet, when it's all said and done, it's going to be a lot of players that ultimately, we wouldn't look at and say, hey, I think you're going to be a focal point this year. I think, I was talking to one individual on Twitter. I was like, I think this is a prime week where we could see Gary Bryant go for $120 and 2 touchdowns. Like, it just feels like one of those weeks.
Yeah,
possible. I will say I was every year when we start with a new quarterback, which obviously out after Nick's, Dylan Gabriel, now John. I'm feeling very good. I mean, after Montana State, I felt good, but after Oklahoma State, I really felt good. So I was like, okay, quarterback situation. I'm out. Yeah, he threw 1 pick at Northwestern. Great play by the safety there, dropping deep in coverage and just kind of picking off just kind of a Hail Mary deep shot, basically there.
It was
and then they pulled, and they pulled more, and they're like, yeah, you're fine, don't worry about it,
Right, and he kind of talked about it. He knew what he did. He should have never thrown into that coverage in the first place. He understands it. I think it's a little bit of kind of what we're going to see in that Oregon State game, where it's kind of like what better time to try these things, right? Why not throw up a Hail Mary shot and see what happens? If he comes down with it, we get a highlight catch and we're talking about it for a couple of weeks. If he throws a pick, well, we look at it and say, well, they won by 24 points. We're going to move on to the next week.
So comparing last season to this season, first 4 games or whatever, so where we've been at this point, how much more confident are you now going into that Penn State game than you were, say, this time last season?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us, if we started and we looked at this game in the offseason, because we didn't know what Dante Moore was going to be, because we didn't know, kind of what exactly DeCorian Moore could bring, who's going to step up on the defense, what that looks like. Like, we had a lot of questions, right? And Penn State did not. Like, we can look at their roster. We know exactly who we're going to see. We know exactly what they're going to do. Like, they're a pretty solidified team in 2025, and Oregon was not. We had a lot of question marks. With that being said, I think Dante Moore, he's obviously answered our questions, right? Like, not only is he making good decisions, he's looking very comfortable under pressure. We're not seeing him panic. We're not seeing him try to force balls. If, when we do see him start to scramble a little bit and kind of get what they call the hot feet, he's able to get rid of the ball, throw it away. I love that. I love that we're not seeing him try to force it. So I feel really good about that. Obviously, DeCorian, he's going to be a one-of-one type talent in Eugene. That man is special. And then the defense has exceeded, I think, almost everybody's expectations. So I feel significantly better about it. I think they're very evenly matched. Penn State's strengths kind of play right into Oregon's strengths, so it's going to be really interesting to see what that looks like. It's going to be a dogfight, though. I think it's going to be one of those shootouts, probably one of those who has the ball last type situations.
Yeah, most definitely.
I got to agree with you on a couple things. One, yeah, DeCorian Moore, of course, has obviously not taken a huge role in this way. In certain aspects, hasn't taken a huge role. We'll see if he plays this week. If they hold him out, I wouldn't be surprised. Just to be like, hey, make sure you're 100%. Malik Benson, after that disastrous spring game, Spaz and I were like, oh, here it is. Maybe he's not comfortable. We don't know. Let's see what happens. He's come on strong. He is the leading receiver for the Ducks right now. So I've been impressed with Malik Benson. And yeah, as you just said, with Dante Moore, one thing I will specify that you just mentioned was learning under Dylan Gabriel last year. Immediately in Montana State game, I believe it was. It might have been Oklahoma State, but there was it was Montana State. It was their third possession where they did the field goal. Instead of throwing a risky pass inside like the 12, 13-yard line and goal, he ran it for 5, settled for a field goal. Where last year, Dylan Gabriel threw 4 different interceptions in the red zone.
Yeah.
Dante learned, don't force it, take what you get and see what happens, but take points. So I immediately noted that in my mind. I was like, yeah, he learned from last year.
And how about De'Aaron Hill? Man, that kid, a lot of people are calling him the next LaMichael James / who is the other speedster? DeAnthony Thomas. Yeah, a lot of people are calling him a cross between DeAnthony and LaMichael. He's got the explosiveness. He's got the size of Kenyon Barner, and he's got the explosiveness of LaMichael James or DeAnthony Thomas. That kid is he hit that edge last week and outran. The safety had a perfect angle, and he outran the safety going down the sideline.
Right, and that's something we haven't really seen since, DeAnthony Thomas in the Rose Bowl against Wisconsin. I remember, he had 2 carries for $155 and 2 touchdowns, and I remember it was the one in the second half, and safety had the angle, and DeAnthony it looked like he was playing high school children in the Rose Bowl. He has that type of speed.
Yeah. We're gonna see. Then Derek, I know you gotta go, so if you want, Spaz, quick drum roll, please. Make it good, for fuck's sake. That's better. Score predictions. I don't know if Derek wants to give his away completely, but I am sucking ass this year, and yeah, I need this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start us off for sure.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a slaughter. This game is going to be over basically when it kicks off. But I think when all said and done, we're going to be looking at like a 52-10 type of game here this weekend. I think Oregon covers the massive spread. Don't think the Beavs are going to be able to move the ball in Autzen, and I do not like their chances at stopping that Oregon defensive line.
Spaz, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
I'll let you go.
All right. Well, I was kind of on par with Derek in the sense of the Duck prediction, a little bit in score, but I don't care who they play. Luke Moga has looked so good. Put him in. I don't care. I'm going balls to the walls here. 58-0.
Ooh.
An absolute slaughter fest.
A shutout. That would be pretty impressive. I know last year we were all pretty hyped when Oregon got a shutout against Purdue. Can you imagine doing it against the Beavs? Oh, that'd make my heart happy.
Beat that shit, Spaz.
What'd you say, 68?
58.
58-0.
He's going to go worse.
Oh. 72-10.
Oh, brutal watch. It's going to be perfect. 72-10. I'll be like, I just quit for the season of score prediction. I just quit.
Yep.
All right. So we have 52-10, 72-10, and 58-0. Outstanding. Well, Derek.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. Good to have you back.
Well, old reunion. Good to have you back. Like he's going to be here all the time or something.
it was nice to drop by again, guys, and I'm sure at some point again this year I'll be able to we'll come on another show and we'll chop it up again.
Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely. Everyone, Derek, High Top Sport Oregon. Link is in the description of the video. Go over there and check them out and give them a subscribe and a like. Derek.
Oh, and you got the time wrong, sir. It's noon Pacific kickoff.
Is it noon Pacific?
Yes, sir.
Ah, bitch. This is what happens when you drink. Whatever. You'll be there early for pregame and shit like that. Have a cocktail or something. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. for me. I don't care.
But, all right, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah. Thanks
As
for being
always.
on again. Stay in
Ducks.
touch.
We'll see you later, O'Duck cheerleader. Notice they went away.
No, Oduck just
Oh, shit.
posted a score.
Well, yeah, 69-0. Meaning you're just going to 69 each other.
Yeah, Oduck just wants to 69 me.
Pretty much. 63-6. 69-0. Yeah, I don't. This game. This is the type of game. It's hard to predict with rivalry.
Yeah.
It's so hard to predict. I'm not good this year. I'm off my game. That was fun. That was fun having Derek back a little bit.
Yeah, it was good to have him on.
Because our other co-host is dead, I'm sure. Old co-host, he's dead.
Unless that's him.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be fucking funny.
I mean, it could be.
Sean on Sean Love. All right, Spaz, we got some couple other things we want to get into here while we're here.
Yeah.
So we know the disaster that has been multiple programs, and as we noted, I pretty much called it on Saturday Night Show about Brent Pry and even Deshaun Foster, and obviously both of them were fired immediately. So the question was, and apparently, Jesus. Gesundheit.
Apparently, you can't keep your alcohol down.
Apparently not. God
No,
damn.
no puking on set.
I won't do that. Some people in the audience might be nauseous. Easy nauseous. An interesting story came up earlier about. Now, obviously, we know Will Stein is going to be on people's priority list in a way. Now, some people are linking him potentially to Florida, depending on how Florida finishes, but I don't think Florida's going to go that route because they're going to go established. They did the Billy Napier route, and it's not work. So they're not going to do like this never head coach hire kind of thing for that.
No, we know who's going to Florida.
Well, yes. It would be Jed Fish as long as he has a good year. It would be Jed Fish, but Will Stein, of course, is in the running. Obviously, or looked at, I'm sure, by UCLA as their potential. One of their top candidates, probably. But actually, Tosh Lupoy has also been listed as a potential top candidate, allegedly. Which is unique and different because I don't think Tosh Lupoy even wants to be a head coach.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think he does probably at this point. I mean, money can change things for some people, but I think Tosh is extremely happy with Dan and with what they're building together.
And Tosh is one of the highest paid assistants in the country right now. He's one of the top 10 at least.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see him going anywhere. I mean, If Stein goes anywhere, I would see Stein more fit for a Virginia Tech than UCLA, because I just don't think he wants to take that kind of a risk. You don't want to go into a complete dumpster fire like that. Virginia Tech's got money. They've got collectives. They've got a good fan base. They got a good culture back there.
I think that's your biggest thing. Virginia Tech has a fucking fan base. UCLA, no one goes to the games.
No. They'd be better off playing at, somebody said it earlier, they'd be better off playing at where the Chargers, Intuit, or whatever, where the Chargers play.
Yeah, no one goes to UCLA games. At least Virginia
SoFi.
Tech. Yeah,
SoFi Stadium.
Virginia Tech, though, has a dedicated fan base. Now, Will Stein could motivate that fan base, but give a couple losses or something like that. But I don't know. You have to look at what UCLA would want and Virginia Tech would want. And both of them still are kind of dumpster fire programs to a degree of like rebuild. But you'd get more support probably from Virginia Tech. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We know Stein's on the radar every year, basically.
Well, and I'll say this about Virginia Tech. If a certain FCS HBCU coach has a great first year, I could see Virginia Tech reaching out to one of their biggest alums in Michael Vick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would say if he has a
He's
really
in his first year coaching at an HBCU, but I truly believe if they wanted to make a big splash, you would go after a guy like that. That's like Colorado when they went after Deion. They went and made a big splash. They took a top HBCU coach and gave him a lot of money to come rebuild a program.
Now,
and for 2 years, he did.
Now, in all fairness, though, with Deion, he also took like Travis Hunter from FSU, a 5-star. So that was a huge splash, in the way of that. So yeah, but I could see it. But I think that at the end of the day, I don't think Tosh wants to be a head coach. I really don't.
No, I think everything I've heard from him shows that he's pretty dedicated, committed to what him and Dan are building here. They came here together. They started out together, I believe, both as assistant coaches and whatnot at Alabama.
I think Dan was actually a GA, and Tosh Tosh was like linebacker assistant or something like that.
Right. So they've grown up together, and now they're building this pioneer program here at Oregon. I don't think they want to mess that up.
And Tosh is, again, very well compensated. And
yes.
Will Stein, if an offer came, I bet, like say Dante Moore ended up in New York. So that'd be 3 quarterbacks in a row. Oregon would divvy up to pay Will Stein to stay as their OC.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's now established. And Will Stein has young kids. He has 1 or 2. Is it 2 or 3 kids?
2, I believe.
2. So I was like, I think he's kind of like Dan, where he's like, I just want to be settled to a degree, at least for a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just found that interesting when Tosh Lupoy's name came up about that, because I had never heard his name come up for a head coaching job potentially before. So I was like, okay. Oh, Spaz. Do you want to get to our new favorite segment?
Which one was that?
You're an asshole.
Breaking news?
No, that's after our new favorite segment.
I forgot.
You forgot?
Yeah,
Spaz.
I forgot.
It's our weekly tweet segment.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone loves our weekly tweet segment. What are you
That's
talking
right.
about? Because breaking news that was already shut down by the person himself, according to On3, Diego Pavia asked for a 7th year of eligibility. And Diego,
Yeah,
this
he's
is my
hired
last
a lawyer.
He's like, no.
I thought he hired a lawyer this week.
He already had a lawyer or an attorney, whatever. But the point is, he came out immediately after, like, no, this is it. I'm sure he made his NIL this year. That was his whole argument. He needed that year of eligibility to make up for the lack of money ability, So.
Oh, yeah. And the other tweet, it would be the nice thank you, goodbye letter from Jurion Dickey.
I don't have that one pulled up, but yes, there was a. Sorry, I coughed. I muted there. I don't have that one pulled up. That was actually 3 or 4 days ago. But yeah, there was a nice little goodbye letter from Jurion Dickey saying thank you, everyone, and again, best of luck to Jurion Dickey. Best of luck to him, as he already went to Sacramento State. So good for him. Kind of move his way up. See how it all works out.
Yeah, hopefully he has a good year at Sacramento State, and then maybe reapplies and gets back into a P4 school for his last couple of years.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe he'll just
or maybe he stays a couple of years at an FCS and then plays a final year at a P4.
Or maybe he just tears it up for a couple years at the FCS level, gets a good enough grade, and tries to go pro. I mean, it's up to him,
Yeah,
it's not
ball's
unheard
in his
of.
court.
Yeah, it's not unheard of. So I think I had these in order if I did it correctly. I'm telling you, UCLA.
There he is.
There's only one man for the job. Go Bruins. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
That would be hysterical.
I won a national title at LSU,
I used to be the interim for USC. That'd be hysterical. That would be I would love it.
Gets fired at USC and then goes and rebuilds UCLA. Wouldn't that be a slap in the face?
After winning a title and then getting fired from there and then goes rebuild UCLA. I don't know if he would. Ed Orgeron has so much money. Maybe he has the fire. I don't know.
He's sat out a couple of years, been awful quiet.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I would love it if he did. I just want to see the first press conference of Go Bruins. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. You're late, Troy.
Yeah, where you been?
Dick. Why am I insulting our audience? Oh, wait, it's Troy. Never mind.
Is my girlfriend are you still here? Lover girl.
Probably.
Oh yeah, lover girl. Cheerleader, are you still here?
Yeah, it's true. Brady Hoke did retire. Brady Hoke kind of ended on at least a positive, though. He retired on his own. He didn't get fired like at Odron or forced out.
Yeah.
Brady Hoke actually retired on his own. So don't remind me of the Brady Hoke days. I thought our defense couldn't get worse, and it did.
Yeah.
That 1 year. Oh God, 2015 or 2016. Oh, gross. Ugh. That year was brutal. Jesus. Oh, let's see what we got, Spaz. Okay. The AP poll, okay, whatever. Oregon drops a couple spots, fine. Other people had good wins. What in the fuck is this?
Oh, yeah.
What in the fuck is this? Never in the AP poll, I don't think they said, has an 0-2 team still been ranked, let alone above a 3-0 team, even in USC. What is this? This monstrosity sitting here.
Makes zero sense.
Shut up, Troy. Shut up. I get it. They played two good teams, allegedly good teams, good Power 4 teams. Got it. I got it. Close losses. They had a bye week between them, though. Even. How are you still ranked? I saw that and I about hit the floor. Every other team, if you notice, is Clemson in here? No. Where did they go? Oh, they fell out of the rankings after they lost their second game, even though they have a win. Notre Dame doesn't have a win.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, there she is. There it is. Derek, get out of here. You left the show. I don't understand. I just don't understand this.
No.
Don't understand this at all. No.
It doesn't make much sense.
26, 27, even I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Whatever. You know, top receiving votes even or something. I'd be like, all right, fine. Whatever. Cool. Not top 25. Sorry. Get out of here, Notre Dame. The hell out of here. There's some good. Was that?
And some people are even saying that if they run the gamut, they could get in.
Well, now if they went 10-2, so overall they ran 10 in a row, and their losses literally are, well, I think they combined they were like 6 points, 7 points, 2 losses. I mean, strong argument. At this point though, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens with Notre Dame.
I think USC is gonna beat them this year.
Well, that's my point. Is USC is actually looking pretty good. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit. They're looking pretty good. So I think USC could easily probably take care of them. It'll be a close game. It's a rivalry. So we'll see. That's September this year, right? Later this month, or is it early next month?
I think it's early next month.
Okay. I was like, it's the early part of the season this year.
It might be our bye week.
But it's at Notre Dame, right? Yeah, last year was at USC. This one's at Notre Dame this year.
Yeah.
That's why it's in the early part of the season. So, because USC are pussies about cold. Big Duck energy. Days since a fan was last filmed pissing in the concourse of the stadium.
Big Duck.
I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that video.
He has some good ones occasionally.
I know, but I forgot about the Beaver fan. Literally just pissing on the pole.
Yeah.
In the concourse. I forgot all about that. Oh. Dirty, dirty Beavers. Oh, your favorite person. Obviously, we just talked about this earlier, but Aaron Fentress. Multiple people put this, but I just liked it because it was Aaron Fentress. So just for you, it would piss you off. But yeah, Jerry Mixon, little bros, we're gonna kick their ass. I like the positivity. I do like the confidence. You just heard Aaron Fentress and you just went dead silent.
Man, I got nothing.
Homicidal rage.
That guy isn't. Man, I got nothing.
All right. So even from a Beaver fan, matchup predictor. He'd like to know how this got worse. It was like 1.4, then it went down to 1.3, and he was like, how did it get worse?
Yeah, I saw on ESPN this morning 34.5, 99%. I was like, wow.
Yeah. That's why when I saw that line, I was like
99% in one of the highest still running rivalry games in the country. Have I ever seen a 99% win percentage on either side? Never.
130th meeting, Spaz. It's got to be a special one. All right. That takes care of your weekly tweet.
Yeah, Troy, there's a chance of Ben flipping you over.
What?
There's about that much of a chance.
That sounded rude. I don't know what you were referring to. But... okay. Everything froze on my end. I was like, I hit stop share screen and it just stayed there in a black screen. I was like, why is it not doing anything? Oh, do you have any breaking news or rants, Spaz?
Not really.
No. Wow. I'm surprised.
I think we covered it all.
Okay, well. I'm very surprised. I thought you were going to go off about something, but all right. Well, that works for me.
I don't think there's anything to go up on. This game is going to be a massacre. I mean, I used to love getting amped up for the Civil War. The old lady would make big spreads, and it's like, I don't even know how much of this game I'm going to end up watching. If there's other games on that are more worth watching, I'm probably going to flip it.
That is kind of the sad thing, is that the Beavers have fallen so far off due to none of their own, like it's not their fault, like the players especially, or the coaching staff there. It's not their fault. And it just sucks because it's like, I mean, even I'm like, man, this was a yearly game. And now, yeah, at the beginning of the year, kind of like it is now, it's just kind of weird. But still. Yeah, it's
something
just
happened.
Well,
it's called Jonathan Smith said, I'm out of here. I see the writing on the wall. This program is sinking like a Titanic. I'm out.
Multiple things happened in the course of like a year and a half before that. But yes. Yeah. That I think that was the final. That was like one of the final straws that really did it. And it's unfortunate. It really, really is. Oh, I lost a tweet somewhere. Somehow I lost a tweet or I skipped it. Ah, damn. There was one even from a Pac-12, the Pac-12 power rankings, where it was like number 3, Washington State, number 2, Oregon State, number 1,
Nobody.
Yeah, no one. No one.
I
I don't know
saw
where that one went to. I don't know where that one went to. Damn it. Damn it. All right. Well, hey, we didn't forget score predictions today.
Yeah.
So we're on top of our game, apparently. All right. Well, if that's it, then I guess we will see everyone coming up Saturday then, around 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Is that correct? Damn it. 1:30, right? No.
The game
3.
starts at noon.
So
So probably
3:30.
around 3:30, 4
God
p.m.
damn it. What was I looking at earlier? I don't know. All right, let me save this and scroll across. 3:30 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you live for the post-game show around that time. Maybe a little earlier. Well, if it's a fucking total blowout, we'll just go live during the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll just see what happens. But definitely tune in for the post-game show following the 130th Civil War, because it is still the Civil War and it will always be the Civil War. And fuck your feelings. Don't care.
Right?
In-state rivalry. Yeah, okay. Blow me. That's O'Duck Cheerleader's job for you. Other than that, then make sure Saturday night probably we'll have the After Dark show. And other than that, we'll see you all then, and enjoy your week and enjoy your college football Saturday, as well as your Thursday. I think Rice is playing Thursday. Who cares? Friday night has one good game, I think. But enjoy your college football weekend. And we will see you guys then. I guess
Saturday
for the post game. So enjoy, everyone. And we'll see you guys then.
And as always.
What? Ah, you bitch. That's right.
That's
Fuck
right.
Fuck Washington. God, I gotta start forgetting that shit.